Hey everyone, Debbie Happy Cohen here with a goat note. That's what my friend Julie has started to call these videos, goat notes. She's like, I love goat notes. So this one is about actually giraffes. So, and the idea came from Dr. Carol McBride, who wrote a story about scapegoats and black sheep and giraffes. And so in the last video, I talked about how we have this light inside of us, and I'm still getting used to this video adjustment because I had to use my phone because the webcam on my camera is not working well, and I haven't figured that out. So anyway, so scapegoats, black sheep, and giraffes. In the last video, I talked about how we have this light inside of us, and the way that we get to experience our light is in relationship with others. When they reflect it back to us, that's when we're like, yeah, you know, we experience ourselves in relationship. We don't experience ourselves in a vacuum. And if you've been scapegoated or anything like that, you know all the voices in your head. They're, you know, even if they're quiet or silent, they're other people's voices. It's their crap, it's their garbage. And if you think about, you know, the family dynamic, when it's often one person who's the black sheep and the family kind of agrees on that consciously or unconsciously, and that person gets the dump of whatever shame or guilt or anything that the family doesn't want to feel, or any upset. Oh, it's their fault. It's their. You can have a couple of people, you know, if one's not working, then you shift it to the other. So, but a lot of times in, like, if you see, like, you know, a kid who's like a teenager and they're having a lot of trouble, and you look at the family dynamic, a lot of times that's the one who's being picked on. Not all the time. Just if you look up family systems, you'll see that as a common theme. So if that's the case, this isn't going to be pretty, but it's how I see it. The person who's being picked on is being bullied, which makes the rest of the family members bullies. Which, if you want to look at it another way, is the black sheep really the black sheep, or are they a white sheep living among black sheep? We don't have to argue or debate about that. You can make your own choices and think about your own experiences. What I do want to focus on is that oftentimes the reason a person is scapegoated is because they're sensitive, which is seen as weak instead of as strong. Because of their sensitivity, they can suss out people and situations, and they see the underbelly of things, the underbelly of people, which can actually really be used for healing purposes when you're dealing with people who want to heal. When you're dealing with people who don't want to heal and who want to use that sensitivity to manipulate you, that's when you become a garbage can. And I wrote a poem in one of the previous ones I shared called Garbage Can Girl. So what Dr. Carol McBride brought to the table was, when you are somebody who sees clearly, who sees other people clearly, who sees situations clearly, you're a visionary, you're intuitive, you're sensitive, that doesn't make you a sheep, that makes you a giraffe. And so then when you try to communicate with people who are being sheep, you actually don't understand each other because they're looking at your feet. They can't even, like, hear you up there. So the key for happiness, actually, as I see it, for people who've been scapegoated or who've gone into black sheep land, is to recognize that you are a giraffe and to hang out with other giraffes who admit that they are highly intuitive, sensitive, empathic, and who are choosing to use their gifts on behalf of joy and well-being, and who have chosen to set boundaries with people who want to shame or blame them and stuff like that. And so I think that's all I want to say here about the scapegoats and black sheep and giraffes. You can transcend. Oh yes, I was going to make this a separate video, and I might expand on it further in another one. But there are two things that work against scapegoats in their own head. because they've been picked on, if it was a family dynamic where they grew up that way, there's a sense of, I'm on my own, I'm gonna do it myself. That will kick your ass. You can't thrive in that. You have to heal that. Thriving does not happen in a vacuum. No great dream ever happened with somebody doing it by themselves. So that's going to take some healing. The other thing that really, really kicks the butt of people who've been scapegoated if they don't heal it is faith in themselves, belief in themselves. When you've been trash canned as much as you have, sometimes you start to believe the lies that are about yourself, that, oh my gosh, if all these people dumped all this shame or guilt at me, there must be some truth to it. That's called gaslighting. And when gaslighting is done often enough, frequently enough, it's like, the sky is falling, the sky is falling, and then you really believe the sky is falling. Well, it's the same thing, that you can carry those messages, and that's called false guilt, false shame. It's not yours. And so keep listening to these videos. I'll be talking about how to heal that. So that second thing that can work against you is not having faith in yourself and trusting in the universe, trusting in others. It has also to do with feeling alone. So the strengths that you can come away with are, you can trust yourself. You can really learn to trust yourself in a big way, and you have a lot of light to shine into the world in a big way, So welcome to Giraffe Land, and I'll be doing another video in a minute about setting boundaries to keep yourself and your light strong. Okay, thanks everyone. Bye for now.